Introducing the all-new Italiano range of pizza. Pizza Ultimo. Pizza Hut.
The body of a 19-year-old boy who went missing when a boat crossing the Kaluganga in Mihitiya, Ratnapura capsized is yet to be found. The police say that with the assistance of area residents and the life-saving unit of the Ratnapura police, divers searched the length and breadth of the Kaluganga from the border of the Ratnapura police division to the premises of the Saman Devalaya. News First U reporter Jayant and Dharma Priya, who is on the location, filed this report.
The time is 5:30 p.m. and I am near the Mihitiya pier at the Kaluganga. A father and daughter of the same family drowned in this location. Area residents have been working tirelessly to recover the body of the son.
Mama Ratnapura News First U reporter Jayant Dharma Priya.
The boat carrying 9 people who were returning home after attending a funeral capsized yesterday along with the oarsmen while crossing the Kaluganga in the Mihitiya area. Although 7 people survived, a father, daughter and son were washed away by the current. Several hours after the incident, the bodies of the father and daughter were recovered. The police say that the bodies have been handed over to the family. Meanwhile, in a separate incident, the body of a youth who went missing in the sea off Andagalawella, Kirinda, has been recovered. A group of 10 young men had gone swimming in the sea off Kirinda yesterday. The police say that one of the youths had been washed away while swimming and his friend had attempted to rescue him. Although the youth succeeded in rescuing his friend, he was not so fortunate. The young man's body was recovered this afternoon. The victim of the drowning has been identified as 23-year-old Shamara Madhushankar, a married man from Senapura, Thisamaharama. The police say that the location is not usually used for swimming. Meanwhile, a male corpse was found floating on the surface of the Ambagalpala Canal in Ahaliagoda today. Our reporter says that the man had left home on the 31st of this month, saying that he was going to attend a funeral. The deceased has been identified as 57-year-old Meebada Mudalige Gunasinghe, a father of 8, from Diagalawatha, Hinguralakhanda in Ahaliagoda.
While certain elements within the government itself say the 13th Amendment to the Constitution must be abolished, others say that the need of the hour is not to abolish the 13th Amendment, but the abolishing of the executive presidency. Let's take a look at some of the views that have been expressed in the political arena on these highly contentious topics.
Police බලතලය. ඉඩම් බලතල. අපේ ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ දැනට තියෙනවා.
Police powers and land powers are ingrained in the constitution. At the same time, there are provisions for 2 or 3 adjacent provinces to form one provincial council. The other important factor is the powers that have been granted in terms of the parallel lists. We are open to holding a discussion with all political parties, including the United National Party, the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, the Muslim Congress, and even the Tamil Alliance, and any diplomatic group regarding this matter.
රාජතාන්ත්‍රික පිරිසකට අපිත් එක්ක මේක පිළිබඳව සාකච්ඡා කරන්න පුළුවන් අපි විවෘතයි.
Meanwhile, on a recent episode of the Satana political debate program telecast on our sister channel Sirasa TV, this was the situation that arose. Clearly, when dissolving a provincial council, the views of the chief minister must be sought. This is clearly included here. It is there, minister. It is there. Look. Eight. Look at 8. It says the governor can dissolve the provincial council. The decision is made by the governor. There is a clause. It clearly states that the Honourable Minister can dissolve the Provincial Council as per the prerogative of any person. Meanwhile, the National Freedom Front, a constituent of the ruling UPFA, commenced a campaign to collect signatures for a petition under the theme No Election in the North with Police and Land Powers.
ඒ නඩයට තානාපති කාර්යාල වලින් එක එක ට්‍රීට්මන්ට් දෙනවා ට්‍රීට්මන්ට් ඔය පරණ වාමාංශික පක්ෂවල අද
Those in the Central Committee of all leftist parties now are mostly NGO crows. Now these people are saying that it is okay to hold elections in the north. There will be no problem if they possess these powers. They argue as to why the election cannot be held in the north if it was held in other areas. Either abolish the 13th Amendment or remove its poisonous fangs. If the leftists say they will not give a 2/3 majority, then it is no problem. Let us go for a referendum. However, during a meeting with the chief prelate of the Ramanya sect, Senior Minister D.A.W. Gunasekara noted that elections in the north must be held under the 13th Amendment. They are asking that police powers be removed prior to the election in the north. This power is not being enforced now, so why are they bringing it up? It is only the north that does not have a provincial council. The moment the president decided to hold an election, a dialogue was commenced asking that these powers be removed. I suspect as to whether they are doing this to prevent a provincial council election being held. Meanwhile, the National Movement for Social Justice says that the need of the hour is not the abolishing of the 13th Amendment, but the abolition of the executive presidency. No one talks about the things that are being done through the position of president. Neither the government nor the opposition or the citizens of our country speak about this. This is because if they speak about it, they will have to face the repercussions the next day. 75% of the media is under the government. There is no recourse to be had in the courts or from the police. Even monks are afraid to come forward. We do not know where we may be taken tomorrow. Society has come to this level and therefore we have pledged our support and are working towards replacing this society with a just and fair society.
අපි ජීවත් වෙන්නේ මාළු ටැංකියක මාළුවෝ වගේ.
We live in a fish tank, like fish. We receive some food in the morning as per the whim of the presidency, but we cannot go beyond the limits of this fish tank. If we need water, then it is purified and given. Oxygen is also given. We have been put in such a position today. Every day the loan repayments increase. They increase by 1.5% a year. Loan repayments are 82% of Sri Lanka's national income at present. If the current situation prevails, in 6 years, loan repayments will be equal to GDP. We need not be afraid as the demon is not as black as is being said. This is because wherever the people organize, they take away from that power that has gathered. They have the ability to do this. That is why we say that the speed at which we work and organize, our dedication and what we bring forth must increase as well.
අපිට මේ වැඩේ කරන වේගය මීට වඩා වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Houses constructed in the Matale district under the Api Venuwen Api War Heroes Welfare Fund was declared open by President Mahinda Rajapaksa today.
This was the 12th phase of the Api Venuwen Api War Heroes housing project that is initiated at district level. 100 houses constructed under this project were distributed among 69 war heroes from the army, 20 from the navy and 11 from the air force. The president handed over a house to Corporal PJKU Wanasinghe of the army to symbolize the occasion. Thereafter, keys to the remaining houses were handed over to the war heroes at a ceremony held at the Vilgamo Nukagolla Mahavidyalaya in Matale, while kitchen utensils and school equipment for students were also distributed. Speaking at a function held in Mathugama today, parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga said that discipline is fast declining in sports due to the actions of certain individuals.
අපි විනය කියන එක ඇති කරගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රධාන තෝතැන්න තමයි ක්‍රීඩා.
Discipline can be fostered mainly through sports. I saw through the media situations where referees do not officiate at rugby matches in certain schools. It has come to a point where referees do not go to officiate at matches in certain clubs. Recently, we saw how referees are held by the collar and harassed during matches. This can enter the school level through sports clubs. When I was a captain, we always gave priority to discipline when taking the country to the world.
The Ministry of Finance and Planning has revealed that the Ceylon Electricity Board and the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation had obtained loans amounting to 200 billion rupees from the two state banks in order to cover losses as at the end of 2012. The ministry's latest report for the year 2012 notes that this has had a debilitating effect on the ability of both banks to lend to other sectors of the economy.
The 2012 report of the Ministry of Finance and Planning notes that due to rising world oil prices and the drought faced in the middle of the year, the losses incurred by the CEB and CPC had increased exponentially. The Finance Ministry highlights that although fuel prices and electricity tariffs were increased, this was insufficient to cover the losses. The Ministry points out that as at the end of 2012, both the CEB and the CPC had to obtain loans amounting to 200 billion rupees from the two state banks, noting that the primary suppliers of both the CEB and the CPC are imported raw materials. The Finance Ministry notes that the current predicament had arisen as local prices were not adjusted to meet the world prices of these materials. The report points out that this had also led to a decrease in foreign income and difficulties in managing foreign reserves. The ministry points out that short-term cost-reflective price adjustments are essential to ensure energy security and the competitiveness of the CEB and the CPC.
Let's now take a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
Sri Lanka's first fully air-conditioned super luxury train commenced operations today. The train departed from the Kandy railway station bound for the Colombo Fort station at 5:50 am today.
The power set train imported from China will operate as an intercity express service between Colombo and Kandy. The train commenced operations this morning under the auspices of Minister of Transport Kumara Welgama. The service will only operate from Friday through Monday. On these days, the Kandy-Colombo intercity train will depart from Kandy at 5:50 am and reach Colombo at 8:42 am. The train will depart from the Fort railway station at 5:20 pm and reach Kandy at 8:03 pm. The train will also stop over in Ragama, Kampaha and Peradeniya. If there are passengers travelling regularly, then we hope to introduce the service for all 5 days of the week and on weekends to facilitate people travelling to and from Kandy. The Department of Railways notes that a ticket for this train service has been priced at 500 rupees and passengers will also have the ability to reserve seats in advance.